do I feel good today? What's up, everybody? It is Friday, October 6th, 2023. This is your sports betting brand of record. We like to call it the Early Edge. We are powered by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. All of the odds on the Early Edge are presented by the king of all sportsbooks, BetMGM. Now, you know it's a special day here at the show, but also we have a very big announcement to make, and you're the reason, and it's your fault, but it's for a very good reason. So we had a big meeting yesterday, and we have decided, because of the growth of college football, because of the growth of NFL football, that it's a little redundant to have our morning shows on Saturday and Sunday when we get ready for a full day of football. So moving forward, here's what our schedule is going to look like. Monday through Friday, nothing changes. The same 10 a.m. Eastern phenomenal show. On Sunday, nothing changes other than the morning show will go away just during the football season. We'll still have our noon show, still have our 7:30 show, and as you can see, all of the specialty shows during the week, and you guys have absolutely made them huge. So thank you for all of that, and turn on your notifications so you know exactly what our new schedule is going to look like. Now, if you're new to this brand, you have come on the right day. We are leading into a humongous sports weekend, and this is the only show that can get you properly ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome into Big Pick Energy Friday. Oh, look, it is. We go 5 wide. The sniper is here. Buckets is here. The counselor of cash, Nejad, is here. And the man who named this show, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and the only Chip Patterson. Good morning, Chip.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Snyder. Good morning, Buckets. Good morning, See You. Good morning, Snake. Good morning, Early Edge famine. I got to tell you, are you dragging? Click, 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 click. Click that energy up for Big Pick Energy. Woo, we got a lot for you. We got baseball playoffs. We got soccer. We got football. And you know I got you set with both Friday night and Saturday night college football. Let's waste no more time. We got business here.
We got business here. And we do a little something at the top of the show. And the recap yesterday, 3 gorgeous check marks next to my name. And it was easy. Western Kentucky, Bears team total. I told you on the show that they might cover that in the first half, and they did. I said on HQ that they would win on the field, and they did. What a good day at the brand, which means that I am giving myself the 15 seconds this morning. Nobody else deserves it. Nobody else but me. So
You. That's all I ever hear, Coach. Listen, Chip just motivated me and gave me the energy boost that I need this morning to tell you, no, I don't care if you went 3-0. You don't get the 15 seconds. I do, because I won a showdown on golf against Sia. That is more impressive than going 100-0, first of all, Coach. And second of all, for those asking, in the SportsLine Final Fantasy Football League, whatever the heck it's called, I'm also first in that, where yesterday I was projected to get 29 points. But with the help of my incredible team featuring Jay Fields, C. Cement, and L. Thomas, Coach, I pulled 75 points out of 29. So good for you on your 3-0. But no, I'm taking the 15 seconds, and I'm turning it into 60 seconds, Coach. Thank you, Chip. Coach, sorry. Keep going.
Cole Cement?
Yeah.
Is that who got drafted for you by your brother after you burnt your hands off?
Just happened. I guess, since I am the host, what just happened? See, I guess I got to ask you about losing a showdown to Buckets with the guy that you just threw in. You're like, oh, that's a throwaway. And he won the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Ricky Barnes, he's that dude. It's the Sanderson. Anything can happen, and it was a bit of a surprise. But now I'm still like 12-2 in showdowns against Buckets. So the Ricky Barnes thing, it's going to happen from time to time.
All right, very good. the smile just gets bigger, and it's so irritating, Buck. It is so irritating. But I got business to tend to because, as I said at the top of the show, almost every single sport. Last night, as I looked at my screen, I'm seeing hockey show up. This is the best time of year because everything is in motion, especially the baseball playoffs. And Sniper, I'm starting with you, big boy. This is your sport. This is the first divisional series. It all starts on Saturday. The Rangers and the Orioles. Baltimore, a very slight favorite. They had an historic year for them. Are we fading or following the Orioles, Sniper, as the favorite in this series?
I'm following them. I seem to believe in them a lot more than a lot of people do. I know the Rangers looked really good against the Rays there, but they're so inconsistent. They got so hot and cold down the stretch. It's hard to know which Rangers team is going to show up. The Orioles don't do that. They haven't been swept in at least a 3-game series since all the way back in May of 2022. I know there were concerns about the starting pitching, but Kyle Bradish looks like an ace right now. Grayson Rodriguez has been great since he came up from the minors. And John Means, back from Tommy John surgery, looks like he could give them 3 frontline starters. I really like this team. They're deep. They're fun. They do everything well.
And if you have 3, Counselor, then that's really all you need when you're talking about a best of 5, which is exactly what these series are. Your thoughts?
Yeah, especially when you look at the Rangers. I mean, listen, they had some superstar pitchers, but they're not playing in this series. They're not playing in the playoffs. So I think the pitching matchup is a little even. And honestly, I'd give the edge to the Orioles when you consider the bullpens. As far as the bats, Sniper is right. The Rangers are awesome 1 through 9, but they get really inconsistent. Baltimore just brings it all the time. Like innings 1 through 9, like they've got a lot of comeback ball in them too. And that's really big when you're talking about a Rangers bullpen that's just very bad. I like the Orioles quite a bit.
All right, 2 for the Orioles so far. Chip, talk to me.
I don't bet on the Orioles. All right. I'm not allowed to watch them. They don't exist in Raleigh, North Carolina. Rangers all day. They got a good defense too.
All right. Well, I made the decision, so we're going to go 2-1. So as a show, we're on the Orioles for the series. But Chip, your objection is noted.
Wait, the Raleigh, North Carolina is in the blackout zone of Baltimore
and Washington.
Are you kidding me right now?
I am not kidding you.
The blackout map is something else. Iowa, which has no teams, by the way, has like 5 teams blacked out.
I get San Diego, and I live 50 miles from San Diego, and I get the Padres, but I don't get the Dodgers and the Angels. Yeah, exactly. All right, so first series, we're going to go with the Orioles, but it should be an absolute banger, and we'll have picks on those throughout the series as well. Matchup number 2, the Twins, all of the winners in the first best of 3, they all swept. It was only 2 days for all 4. So the Twins, they looked really, really good. Now they have to travel to Houston. The Astros, -160 for the series. So Sniper, where do we go in this one?
Yeah, I said yesterday that I was leaning toward the Twins, and Cheesy in the chat said Snyder and EC love leans, and I was offended because I went back and I watched every single show that I've ever been on, and that was the first time I ever even said the word lean. First time. So you can't say I love them. That was just the first time. Anyway, I'll get over my misery here. The Astros are 39-42 at home this season. They just got swept by the Royals at home in what looked like the biggest series of the year for them. Something weird is going on with them at home, and it's enough to lead me to believe that the Twins can pull this thing out. So I'm still leaning, again, first time ever, but I'm leaning toward the Twins here.
Interesting as the dog, but they've been playing well. Very interesting. By the way, that had to take you a long time to go back through every single.
Oh, it was the rest. Basically since the show ended all night until right before the show started, and I got caught up, and I'm just to make sure that's how much homework I do.
Well, yeah, and Sniper was so offended about being associated with EC that he's like, I will prove my innocence.
Didn't want to say that part. You just said the quiet part out loud for me, man. Don't do that.
All right, Counselor, talk to me.
Real quick, Thunder Goaty, Chronologicate, he mentions. And if it wasn't for that showdown, we wouldn't have invented a new verb. So
True.
That was $100 very well spent. As far as $100 in this one, this is really interesting because I don't like the Twins at all, but I also don't like the Astros -160. So if I had to lean somewhere, it would be the Astros. But really what I'm hoping for is a Twins Game 1 win. And then all of a sudden I get the Astros at a very palatable number. I fear the Astros pitching, like Javier, like Valdez, like it hasn't looked great. They've been pretty inconsistent too. But I want a Twins one, like a Game 1 win, and then I'm going to hit the Astros to win the series.
See, Counselor is so smart, and what he just did there is it's a great way, and every sport has their different ways of doing it, but this is essentially a live bet for a series is what this is you wait until, like, when you're watching a game and it's a big spread and then you hope the other team scores first. That's exactly what this is. Chip, talk to me.
Yeah, I think the Astros win here, but I love Counselor's play. I'll tell you what, my key to this one is going to be whether you're going to be able to get, let's see, Jose Altuve did not have a single RBI in last postseason. Like, let's get him back in the groove. Let's get those juices flowing. That's the way the Astros make a deep run.
All right, very, very good. All right, so that is the American League. Let's go to the National League. And this one, I think it's going to be the series of the year. I really, really do. The Braves have been dominant, on cruise control for about 2 months. The Phillies have been playing meaningful game day after day after day. This is a big price, Sniper, for against a Phillies team that has been amazing. Their home field is such an advantage. What do you think in this series?
So before the playoffs even started and we submitted our plays, I had Braves winning the World Series. And then Wednesday night after the Phillies clinched, I went on HQ and they asked me for my pick for the series. And I said the Phillies. And then the other morning we had to submit our picks and I went back and forth and I was like, man, I don't know. This is a big number on the Braves. They are better. And it looks like Fried is okay coming back from that blister, but he hasn't made a start since they shut him down from the blister. Strider is up there in innings, but he's a stud when he's on, but he's got knocked around a few times. I'm just going back and forth on this. I don't want to lay the 185 on the Braves, but I feel like they're going to win. I'm just not sure about it. I will say this. You can find a prop for World Series champion by division. You can bet NL East to win the World Series right now. That means you think whoever's going to win this series wins the World Series. That would be my play here.
What a fascinating way to go about it. Wow. So you bet, and then either one of these could come through and win. I love that. By the way, Buck 105 says the Phillies worth a sprinkle at that price. It certainly, Counselor, feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I faded the Phillies game 1 against the Marlins, and that was a big whoopsies. And then, of course, I bet the Phillies first 5 -1/2 in game 2, and that was like an easy cash. So the Phillies are just one of those playoff teams. They're very gritty. With all of that said, I like the Braves here. Listen, I don't love the number -185, which is probably why I'm not betting it pre-flop here, but I do like the Braves to actually win this series. And I will say this, to Sniper's point, the NL East bet I think is really good. But if you think the NL is going to win, whether it be the Phillies or the Braves or the Dodgers, because I think we all can agree that the NL, they're better built to win a World Series than some of these AL teams, it's -125 as far as your NL winner, -125. I actually think that's a pretty great number because obviously the Braves, the Dodgers, the Phillies, any of those teams can win it, and you're cashing what seems like a regular price on a regular bet with just a bit of juice.
Incredibly smart. Chip, your thoughts?
Okay, 3 reasons, 2 big picture, 1 small. The first one, the Phillies, they're an incredible vibes team. I'm a vibes guy. Let's go. Number 2, they are sitting here at a very juicy price. We'll take that. Number 3, this is the small reason. Spencer Strider's been one of the most important pieces of this pitching rotation. How much postseason experience does Spencer Strider have? I'll tell you right now, just 2 1/3 innings, gave up 5 runs. And who was that to? The Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies.
Boom. Boom, boom. Alexander says, I wish this was on tonight. You can watch this on demand. It's right here on the channel. It lives all day long, Alexander. Just for you. Just for you. Don't worry, Buckets. Don't worry. We'll get to your portion of the program shortly. But I got one more series I got to get to. And it's the one the counselor was just talking about. It's the Dodgers hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona just went to, that's right, Milwaukee. It took the Brewers down not once but twice in comeback fashion. That should be noted. So the LA Dodgers, you talk about a big price. Sniper, -210 provided by BetMGM. We can't play that, can we?
No, I think the Dodgers are going to win this series, which means I'm obviously not going to play the Diamondbacks there. Why would I throw away money even at that price? But I'm not as sure on the Dodgers as this price is. Clayton Kershaw pretty good. I'm going to talk about him in a second. But the rest of the rotation, you're looking at Lance Lynn, who's given up a lot of home runs. You're looking at Ryan Pepio, no experience whatsoever. The rookie Bobby Miller, also no experience. So worried a little bit about the Dodgers rotation, but I still think that they're going to win this series. So if anything, I would be looking at props here or just staying away. Again, I think the Dodgers win, but not at -210.
Yeah, you could do specific. You could do 4 games, 5 games.
Dodgers in 4 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's a great initial way to look at this series. Absolutely. All right, great analysis from the Sniper. Counselor, how are you looking at this series?
Yeah, one quick thing. Speaking of exactas, if you think the Dodgers or the Braves are going to win the World Series and you're confident in who the AL representative is going to be, you can bet World Series champion and runner-up. For example, the Dodgers over the Orioles is plus 1,700, plus 1,800 in some places. The Braves over the Orioles, I think you can see the theme here. I like the Orioles in the AL, but that's plus 1,200. So these are things like you can consider, and honestly, they can sort of hedge some of your other bets. Some of your straight bets can be hedged by some of these exactas and some of these other kind of high flyer bets with long odds. But I got to go to the Dodgers here. The Diamondbacks, this is an upper class team, and the Diamondbacks, they beat the Brewers. That's very impressive. The Brewers aren't the Dodgers. The Dodgers will win this series.
I love what the counselor just said. I always have my paper. I always have my pen or pencil because we tell you all the time, use this information for yourself. My guys just gave you about 8 or 10 different ways to bet this series. Are you going to remember it if you don't write it down? Come on, do the work. Do the work. Chip, talk to me.
Dodgers in 4 can pay out at about 3-1. So instead of laying -210, let's just take that.
Boom. There you go. And payout. Oh, I'm glad you said payout because I love when BetMGM pays out. And guess what? New BetMGM customers that sign up today get a $200 in bonus bets. Just place your first wager of at least $10, and you will receive $200 instantly in bonus bets regardless of your wager's outcome with bonus code EDGE200. Now, if you were watching me as I told you yesterday on the show on CBS Sports HQ, then you know that I said this. Not only will the Bears cover the 6, they'll win on the field. I tell you that we are everywhere, not just here, but how about a little reminder? Snake?
We need your sports news anywhere. We've got breaking news to bring you. Then get your sports anytime you want them. Big trade news overnight to discuss.
Because we know you need sports all the time.
A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
A legend adds to their legacy.
We're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
CBS Sports HQ, anywhere, anytime, all the time.
And on Fridays, Buckets has his own little segment on CBS Sports HQ to talk the English Premier League. So what did he do the last time that he was booked on HQ? He took that opportunity to pitch his own little segment here on the show. And guess what? They said yes. So Buckets, you get your own pick the prop. You're going to make Chip, Counselor, and Sniper just sit here while you do your own thing. Are you cool with that?
Well, Coach, they don't have to sit there. I welcome them to play along and pick the prop with me here because we all saw Matt Miserable Sniper Snyder, whatever his name is, called Heung-Min Son as an anytime goal scorer last week here, Coach. So this is everybody's game if you want to join. But I do love how this graphic looks because it's giving us 5 anytime goal scorers who, honestly, I think all 5 have a pretty good shot of scoring in their competitive matches. And we've got guys from different leagues, which is always fun. We've got EPL, we've got La Liga, we've got Serie A and Bundesliga up on the screen. But what I'm going to do here is take the one with the highest odds, and I think it actually has the best chance of hitting surprisingly. I'm looking at Jonas Wind, who is the number 9 striker for VfB Wolfsburg in the German Bundesliga, and he's kind of going under the radar a bit right now. Because of players like Serhou Guirassy and because of players like Victor Boniface and Harry Kane, Jonas Wind is not getting the love he deserves for a guy that has 7 goals scored in only 6 starts in the Bundesliga this year. He is averaging over a goal a game. And honestly, this is the first time we've seen him anywhere near plus 250 because they're playing Stuttgart. Stuttgart is an incredible offensive team, not the best defensive team. I think both teams will score in that game, but I will take Jonas at plus 250 regardless of who their opponent is, Coach.
I cannot believe I'm getting ready to say this. But do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Hill to top says, quiet, Coach. Buckets has arrived. What world are we living in? Are you kidding me right now? And Sniper, to be dismissed, like whatever your name is, I was offended.
I wasn't. I'm not too worried about it. He can say whatever he wants, and it's okay. It doesn't bother me. Lions don't concern themselves with sheep.
Ooh!
Yeah.
And it continues. Shots fired from the sniper. Look at Chip.
Hey, give me Jude Bellingham, by the way. Anytime goal scorer. That dude is rolling with Real Madrid. He played well in the Champions League. I like that rhythm right there. You know, they're reconstructing their team, a little bit of a generational shift. I like what he brings to the side.
I agree.
Was that good analysis, Buckets?
That was fantastic analysis. Yeah, that's a great look, Chip.
Wow, great look, Chip. Look at Chip bringing it strong today. My goodness. Now, you know what Chip's bread and butter is, though. And you know on Wednesdays, we do it right on the college football mega preview to get you ready for the weekend across all the platforms. Yeah, what's the best part of that triple header on CBS Sports Network Saturday?
On the CBS Sports Network, or are you talking about on the... Probably just hearing those glorious trumpets 3 times. I mean, look, Army Boston College is like big circle the wagon Saturday in Mikey Stadium for this Boston College team that might be missing a bowl. You got Navy's trying to get up off the mat and not fall to the bottom of the American Athletic Conference. And then we get a chance to go out west. I mean, come on, they're all glorious.
Glorious. God, I love you, Chip. All right. So where do I start? You all come here for these fire picks, and we simply say one thing every single day. We just want to win more than we lose. That's what we're all about. So Buckets, I'm staring at some team names that as a next level soccer capper, I know, but I need you to let the people at home know. Start us off.
Well, Coach, we have a lot of top league footy today, like La Liga and Serie A and League Ugh. So we're going to go ahead and ignore all of those and jump straight into the Schwein Bundesliga, where we have an incredible matchup between FC Kaiserslautern and Hannover 96. Now, when you bet on FC Kaiserslautern, there is literally only one way you should ever bet this club, and I'll give you some hints here. They have played 7 matches so far this season. 7 of their last 7 matches have hit both teams to score, and 6 of the 7 have hit over 2.5 goals. This is one of the most we don't care about defense teams you will see in any league. All they do is attack, and they concede an annoying amount, if I'm being honest, but this is a team that just loves to score goals here, Coach. They're playing a Hannover side that is better than them currently by rank, but is not really doing a whole lot of defense themselves. Hannover is averaging over 3 goals a game in their matches as well. So we're going to take BTTS and parlay that with over 2.5 goals in this match to get that juice down to 110 here. Then we are going to take a trip over from Germany to Turkey, where we have an amazing matchup between Adana Demirspor taking on Trabzonspor. And listen, I wanted today to be fun. This is BPE. Chip starts us off every single Friday with the energy that we all need, and I want to carry that over into my picks. So the reason I'm betting this matchup is because you have 2 teams that are more than capable of scoring 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals. I am targeting games that are going to see goals, and no game will see more goals than this one. Adana Demirspor does not play defense at all. It is embarrassing. It looks like they play legitimately with 10 strikers, and Trabzonspor does the exact same thing. Both of these teams have more goals scored this season than Galatasaray. Adana Demirspor has more goals or equal goals to Fenerbahce. So these are 2 middle-of-the-pack clubs that are playing like top-tier Turkish clubs here. I'm taking Adana Demirspor over 1.5 team total at -125, but I love BTTS. I love over 2.5, and I love over 3.5 goals here as well, Coach.
You know, all I heard you say right there was the word embarrassing. That's all I heard. And the one thing that's embarrassing when you're trying to talk trash is doing it incorrectly. What exactly is a number 1 fantasy football parlay? Buckets? Did you happen to look at what you wrote under your name today?
Oh, no, I did not.
Oh, yeah, let's go big screen. Don't change it. Let's go.
Go big screen.
Hey,
Thank you, Snake.
oh, yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
So you want to be all cocky. You want to talk all that trash. And then you want to come with that? That is embarrassing with a capital E.
Oh, no, come on.
We can go back to the 5 shot. There we go. Thanks,
It
Jake.
was much better with the
No, I
big shot.
fixed it. Yeah.
For the rest of the show, I want you to shut it after that embarrassing act. There's nothing worse than telling a joke twice and screwing up talking trash in a fantasy football league. You don't even know what fantasy football is. And you're leading the whole damn league. Gentlemen, my apologies. My apologies. I felt that needed to be done. Now, first 5, Sia. He's sitting on the bench today. I need PGA Sia. Can you find him for me, counselor?
What a professional segue when you're talking about embarrassment. And here I am with a golf pick after my embarrassment from yesterday, losing a showdown. So I am going back to the well, or in the context of yesterday, I'm going back to the well. But here's the thing. I've got another 3-ball that I really, really like here. And listen, I said that yesterday. I'm confident in all my picks, so don't gauge my confidence any different from any other day. I do like this one just as much as yesterday. Yesterday's lost. Ben Griffin, -110. This goes off at around 2:20, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. I have him over Kevin Chappell and Nick Watney. Ben Griffin was one of my first-round leaders, if you recall from what I tweeted out. He was actually 1 back with 2 holes to play. He was 6 under, and then he bogeyed the 8th hole there. But the point is, he played really well, and there weren't a lot of slip-ups with Ben Griffin's game. In other words, not a lot of bogeys. You look at Kevin Chappell's card, and he had a lot of birdies. He actually played pretty well, but he had a lot of bogeys, a lot of mistakes. So I think there's a lot of volatility with his game. And then Nick Watney, he's close to last place. He just didn't have a good round. He hasn't had a good round, quite frankly, in quite some time. So Ben Griffin, a guy that I like to potentially do some damage and maybe win this tournament, maybe top 5, top 10. Really like him in this 3-ball, -110 over Kevin Chappell and Nick Watney. And by the way, soccer anytime score, Chip put his in. I'm going with Florian Belugan, only because I get from Florida to DC, and it kind of sounds like Florida, one of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite hip hop artists. I've got a really good feeling about Florian Belugan.
You're unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. That was so next level.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's levels to this.
And there's levels to the take game, and that was next level. And if I guarantee you, most of you at home missed several of those very incredible nuggets he threw in there. Go back and watch the last 90 seconds. Incredible stuff. Buckets. I think it just all went right over your head right there. Did you get the well line? You're allowed to talk. I was kidding.
You told me not to talk the rest of the show, Coach.
I was kidding.
Of course I understood the well line, and I've never heard such perfect pronunciation of Florian Belugan before. That was impressive. See, I'm a big fan.
Wow.
All
right. Sniper. This has clearly gotten off the tracks.
Yeah. Well, gag order buckets is definitely my favorite buckets.
You're up, sir.
All right. First off, as you see, I'm repping the Justin Fields jersey. So that was very fun last night. And my buddy, my Bears friend, Sox Nation, wanted somebody to give a shout out to the late, great Dick Butkus, who passed away yesterday. So I will do that. Bears went out and got the win for him. That was pretty cool. On to a play. I have it. It's for tomorrow. Obviously, no baseball today. I am going to go with Clayton Kershaw over 15.5 outs. It means we just need him to go 5 1/3 innings. He hasn't really been going much more than 5 innings lately, and he's been taking a lot of time in between starts ever since he had that shoulder injury in Colorado all the way back in June. But I think that they were mostly saving him for the playoffs because they know that they're going to need him. Now, I don't think he's going to throw 7 or 8 or anything like that, but I do think he's going to go 6 solid innings. So we're over 15.5 outs here. We will be home, as I said, once he throws 5 1/3 innings, and he should do that. He's done really well against the Diamondbacks this year at home. And the rest of the rotation for the Dodgers, Lance Lynn, Ryan Pepio, Bobby Miller, Kershaw's going to have to do some heavy lifting, even if that heavy lifting is only 6 innings. I will have at least one prop on every single game up tomorrow at cbssports.com for free. So go check it out. But that's all I have for now.
That is absolutely plenty, and I'm so glad you teased that because there are still a few of you, and I'm telling you right now, SportsLine has grown so big so fast because of all of you. But for those of you who are not yet members, we want you in the deep end. I'm going to do you a solid right here, right now. I'm going to give you 60% off a quarterly plan. Use a promo code COACH. Use my name, Coach. I'll give you 60% off. Use that QR code or go to sportsline.com/join, and you can get the Snipers articles. You can get Chip's articles, Sia, everybody, even Buckets has articles at SportsLine. It's the greatest value in all of sports betting, and it's really not even close. We have no peer, and neither does this next man. He has made this show can't miss, must watch. Where are you going to be on a Friday morning? All of those answers come through this man. So, without further ado, Chip, floor is yours.
Yeah, let's get this started on a Friday night. We got some Big Ten action. Very excited about this. And the main headline for me is you can take the coach out of Wisconsin, but you cannot take the Wisconsin out of the coach. Of course, I'm talking about Illinois head coach Brett Bielema, because I heard him at his press conference. I'm trying to dive into what the motivations are. And when I hear him, it's like, we gotta get back to running the ball. You know, that this is making too many mistakes out there. It's not going to be good. I'm like, whoa. That man wants to play good defense and run the football. So we know that we're just going to have like slow, methodical, play good defense for Illinois. And Nebraska has zero passing attack whatsoever and a defense that can be a little bit salty. I see this one as a low-scoring rock fight in Memorial Stadium in Champaign while they'll be playing Burning Down the House. There was a fire there. I don't know if y'all saw that. Saturday, Colorado. What?
Do you believe that?
Ooh, I don't think y'all are believing.
Oh, no.
Too many of y'all are celebrating these back-to-back losses to Oregon and USC, and you don't realize this must-win opportunity that awaits the Buffs there in Tempe, because if you're doing the math and you're trying to figure out how this 3-2 Colorado team makes it to a bowl game, this is a gotta-have-it game. I got Colorado as being a better team, better roster, 7 points better on a neutral field, and with the intrinsic motivations that are there for the Buffs against an Arizona State team that has already self-imposed a postseason ban, they got no bowl game to play for it. They've lost 4 straight. We go Buffs because they win that game by a touchdown. And finally, we're there. Red River Shootout, 12 o'clock Eastern time. Say hi to Big Tex and get your deep fried treats. And we go Oklahoma plus 1.5 on the first quarter. They get off to a fast start. So think about all the outcomes after 15 minutes. You've got either Oklahoma leads, game is tied, or Texas leads. 2 of those 3 are cashing for us and the Sooners.
Joe says Chip's business cards read, quote, Chip Patterson, Electric Factory. Gotta love the energy. Oh, Matty Ice says, God, this is just great. That is unbelievable. You want to talk about levels? That is levels, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you want. I know what I want. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap courtesy of the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. Today, round number 2, it's a 3-ball. Ben Griffin over Kevin Chappell and Nick Watney. Then buckets. Let's go a little over 2.5 goals. Throw in the both teams to score. That brings the number down to minus 110. Then a little Turkey Super League. Adana Demirspor. We're going team total over 1.5. Don't care about the outcome of the game at all. Minus 125. Then the Sniper. But you heard what he said. If you're a SportsLine member, you can get picks from all the series. Don't be shut out. But here we're going Clayton Kershaw over 15.5 outs recorded minus 135. Then Chip, 3 big plays, 1 from Friday. Illinois, Nebraska, a rock fight under 43. And then tomorrow, Colorado minus 4 and Oklahoma just in the first quarter. Plus 1.5, minus 115. All of those odds presented by BetMGM. And if you were not with us at the start of the show, one more time, our brand new schedule starting this week. There will be no 10 a.m. show on Saturday or Sunday. Our NFL coverage, nothing changes because you've made it that way. 12 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Those shows, including Primetime Early Edge, will stay the exact same. But thank you all for having us grow so much that we have to make these decisions. So thank you so very much. What a good show today. And hopefully it got you ready in a positive way to go into your day. So be kind to one another. Pay it forward. Bring all your friends to the table. And understand there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all these Big Pick Energy Friday tickets straight to the pay window. For my Tiger Level, Buckets, Counselor, Sniper, my man Chip. And don't forget about Snake, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you. so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.